I'm so excited to launch my brand new book, Astrology Realized, Your Journey to Understanding Astrology. Buy it now on Amazon.com. Hello, fabulous friends and fans. I am your host, Nadiya Shah, and this is Synchronicity, and this is your moment of synchronicity. I am here with Kenneth Miller, Vedic Astrology Extraordinaire, Astrologer Extraordinaire, and your reputation precedes you.
I have a reputation?
Yes, as being brilliant. So what's the difference between Vedic astrology and Western astrology? I know I'm asked that a lot, but I think you are very uniquely qualified to answer that. So what's the difference?
Okay, well, I usually like to answer that in two different ways. One is the primary difference, two primary differences. One is Western astrologers use the tropical or seasonal zodiac. That is, the first day of spring is the beginning of Aries, and then you divide the sky into 12 segments from there. The Indians use the first star of Aries and divide the sky from that point. So they actually use what's called the sidereal zodiac or star-based zodiac.
And you are teaching a course in Vedic astrology at Kelper College.
Through Kelper College, it starts January 2014. Yeah.
So how about the
there's one other thing I have to say, because it's not just that. The rules are totally different. So Western astrology and Indian astrology are siblings of the same parent, but they evolved on quite different paths. And one of the differences of Indian astrology is it's been dialed into the Indian culture from the beginning and been accepted and incorporated into society. So we have this tradition going 2,000 years of astrologers building on each other, all writing in the same language, or many of the same languages, and we don't have that in the West.
So I did see your talk earlier. We're here at the SOTA conference. Yes, I was at your talk. It was brilliant.
Thank you.
Yes, I was. I was in the back, yes. And I really liked what you said about what you were talking about, how you incorporated the philosophical differences and orientations. So talk a little bit about that. What are the differences in the philosophical orientations to Vedic astrology as opposed to Western astrology?
Okay, so what I like to call the meta model of Jyotish or Indian astrology is that we've all lived several lives and accumulated a whole bunch of karma. Now you have all this karma from all these lives, but a certain allotment of that karma is designated for this particular life. And so when you have an Indian horoscope done, that is a map of the karmas of this life. And so the job of the astrologer is to help you navigate those karmas, to help you strengthen the things that you want to bring into manifestation, and give you tools to remediate any problems that appear to be arising.
And some of those tools include gemstones and prayers and things, especially in the Vedic tradition, right?
Yeah, we have a wide variety of skills, because if you generate karma in this life, it will counteract the karma from previous lives. I mean, that's sort of the thought. So charity work is a remedial measure that everyone can afford. There is gemstones, and Americans love gemstones because they're lazy and they have money. There's mantras, there's ceremonies, ritual ceremonies you can have done with Hindu priests, and there's probably more I can't think of right now. Sometimes it's just lifestyle choices. The energy or the karma of the planet wants to come out, and you just create a place for that to happen. I mean, hopefully Western astrologers are doing this with their clients as well. If Mars is in the 7th house and it's causing problems in a relationship, you find another outlet. Do martial arts. Find another outlet for meeting the other with that Martian energy, for example.
So finally, what called you to Eastern astrology? What was it that appealed to you with that tradition?
Well, I started Western astrology when I was very young, and I studied medieval Western astrology and was getting into kind of the traditional Western astrologies. But when I had my first Vedic reading, it just impressed me with kind of the depth of how it was describing my life. And the fact that it was an unbroken tradition and very sophisticated was seductive to me. And it just sort of drew me in, and I then decided to dedicate my life to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here in this moment to enlighten us all on Eastern astrology, on Vedic astrology. But more than that, just the way that you communicate what you know, it's really very special. I don't know if you realize this, but it's really very special. It's very articulate.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It was great talking to you.
And thank you so much for being here to celebrate Kenneth Miller and Vedic astrology with us. Until we connect again, take care.